That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free.
Hello, people. We'll start here in a little bit.
It's like a 17 again, peach fuzz on my face. Looking on the case, trying to find a hella taste. Oh my god, I'm on the chase. Chevy is getting good.
Hello, people. Appreciate all y'all joining. Let's see here if I can do.
So what, we get drunk. So what, we smoke weed. We're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what, we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free.
Hello from the UK. Good evening. Hello from Vienna. Hello. Hello, Arkansas. We'll start here in 2 minutes, guys. 6:15 local time. 2 minutes. For now, we're just gonna chill out to some music.
So what, we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. So what, we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. Smoke one. When you live like this, you're supposed to party. Roll one, smoke one, and we all just having fun. So we just roll one, smoke one. When you live like this, you're supposed to party. Roll one, smoke one, and we all just having fun. So up we get drunk. So up we smoke weed.
Thank you all for liking and joining the live. Appreciate it. Probably lasts about 30 minutes. For those that did ask, I will be putting this video on our social media channels once it's done. So if you miss it, you'll be able to see it after it's done. So. We'll start here in about a minute, 30 seconds. Hello, Canada. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate y'all joining. It is 6:15. So today's live is going to be about Wade Wilson. I know I've gotten a lot of you guys that have asked me some really great, I can't talk. Some really great questions about Wade Wilson, about his case, about the appellate process, about the post-conviction process, about everything. So I wanted to take some time, instead of making a bunch of videos, because I could probably spend the next bunch of weeks making a bunch of videos about Wade Wilson. Unfortunately, I got a lot of cases that I have to work. So I figured I'd do it live and answer as many of the questions as I possibly can in regards to the appeals process, the post-conviction process, how to communicate with Wade Wilson, how to send an inmate money, all that kind of stuff. I figured I would do all of that, try to answer it here, try to show you guys the websites, give you that link if you don't know it, teach you guys how to find records, things like that, and kind of show you guys the ability to do your own research and get some of the answers, that are publicly available. I don't know how to make subtitles on here. If anybody knows how, let me know in the comments and I will figure it out. I'm still new to going live on TikTok. Gypsy Rose, that is a great question. We'll get to that in a little bit. But let me see if I can figure out, does anybody know how to add subtitles to a live? Can you add subtitles to a live? I don't know if you can. I should be able to go to my settings. Which settings? I don't have any ability to do it. All right, guys. So let's talk a little bit about Wade Wilson first off. So, of course, we all know that Wade Wilson was convicted of homicide as well as drug trafficking. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, Sean, I don't think I can add him to a live because it's I don't think we've progressed that far technology. So what I'll have to do is probably for my international viewers is when this is done, download the video and then just have captions added to it after the fact. So that might be the easiest option. I know that's unfortunate, but unless there's somebody here that somebody's here that's able to translate some of the comments or in other languages into English, if y'all can do that for me, I'll be glad to answer it that way. So what do I do when we have 2 pages of information facts that will work to his benefit? What do you mean by that, if you can explain that question? And yes, I was watching Law & Order, and hello, Jen, how are you? Hopefully lifted like I am. All right, so Wade Wilson, we all know that he was convicted, unfortunately, of... let me see the shoes. All right, today we just got the Vans. So just got the Vans today, but so Wade Wilson convicted of homicide, drug trafficking. Oh, press and hold the comment to translate. I like that. I'll try that. So convicted of drug trafficking for a lot of things. Right now, he is going through going to start the appellate process. I know that he has been transferred to Union Correctional, where he will remain until he is actually put on death row, which will not happen until all of his appeals, post-convictions, and habeas motions are complete. Now, those are 3 big things that I mentioned. They're all 3 separate different portions of the after-trial experience. So until all of those things are done, he will remain at Union Correctional Institution or whatever prison he gets moved to, because sometimes they do move. He will not go to death row until the death warrant is signed and until everything is complete. So my opinion on Wade Wilson. So that's very hard to answer, and the reason it's hard to answer is because a lot of the discovery is still redacted. And hello, Italy. I know a little bit Italian. I am part Sicilian, so that much I do know. So, ciao. Now, a lot of the discovery is still redacted. Even though it should be public record, anytime you have an appeals process, they will essentially restrict the records. Okay, let me see 2 pages of witness statements. Okay, I'll go back to that comment in a second. But anytime you have a post-conviction appeals process, especially in a death penalty case, the records get sealed until the appeals process is done. However, you can still access police reports and other things. I have not had a chance to get my hands on all of the records, so I cannot give you an opinion on what I think about the entire case. What I will tell you is, based on what I do know about the actual crime itself, I can tell you that it was very out of the norm. If you know anything about Wade Wilson's history, yes, he was involved with drug trafficking and a bunch of other stuff, but he did not have a super violent history. When I say a super violent history, he was not a prior convicted murderer. It's very, very rare to have somebody who snaps in a heartbeat like that and commits an absolutely atrocious homicide, 2 of them, back to back. Based on my opinion, just the surface, looking at the case on the surface, it appeared to be like some type of either acute psychosis that could have been drug-induced or potentially could have been something else. I don't know. I'll have to get more of the records I am working on that because this case is very interesting to me. Anytime there's a death penalty case, because I'll talk about the past thing in a second. Remember, there's two sides to every story, or there's three sides to every story: yours, mine, and the truth. Police reports are one-sided stories. So unless you're actually there or you were involved in the case, I don't like to speculate on, So, and a domestic violence type situation, yes, it's violent, but it's not violent in the sense of it wouldn't cause somebody to commit a homicide. You have to think of it from a psychological standpoint. People that typically commit the infrequent domestic violence don't all of a sudden, yo hablo un poco español. People who have prior domestic violence don't all of a sudden just snap and strangle people in their sleep. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, again, I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm not saying that he's guilty. I'm not saying either of those things. I'm just pointing out facts from my experience, and for those that are new here that don't know who I am. So again, I am a private eye. I have been a private eye for going on 15 years now. I am board certified as a criminal defense investigator, as well as a forensic death investigator. I mainly handle people who have been convicted of crimes, so post-conviction. So this type of stuff is like my specialty. So we're still working on the records. I've heard a lot of rumors about him possibly being set up again. This is something that I'm looking into. I've not been officially retained on this case. It's just something that's interested me because anytime it's a death penalty case, because I'm against the death penalty, anytime there's a case like that, it always interests me because I always want to know what the evidence is. And remember, today's live isn't about whether or not today's live isn't about whether or not I think that Wade is guilty or Wade is innocent. Today's live is about educating, because people have questions about the case. They want to know, how they can message him. They want to know how they can send him money. Look, if you don't think he should be allowed to have visitors, I'm sorry for you. He is still a human at the end of the day. It does not matter what he did. He is still a human being at the end of the day. Every single prisoner who is in prison is still a human being at the end of the day. They still have rights. They have the 8th Amendment right to be free from cruel and unusual punishment. I truly believe that the best rehabilitation is the ability for an inmate to have communication with people on the outside, and have friendly communication. And part of that communication, I think, is the ability to have people that either support him or want to express their support for him or whatever it may be. And that's who this video is geared towards. If you don't agree with that, you can scroll on. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not on here looking to get a bunch of viewers. I'm not on here looking for a bunch of gifts. I don't care. If you don't like the fact that, I think somebody who's in prison should have rights, scroll on. Hello, Crime Talk. Appreciate you being here. This is what I do for a living, guys. I support people that humanity looks down on. I'm all for human rights. So I don't care what somebody's done. You can support a victim and still support the rights of those that have been accused of a crime. So, with that being said, so for those that don't know, the Department of Corrections has a system called Securus e-messaging, which allows you to be able to do messaging to inmates. Now that Wade is in his Department of Corrections institution, which last I checked is Union CI, and I'll pull it up while we're on the live right now. And for those that can understand me, I'll put, you guys can write the information down. For those that can't understand me very well, what I'll probably do is I'll have to make a series of videos and I'll translate those videos. And I'll put this information in there. Yes, Lily, people on TikTok do have a very hard time. That's a great point. And you see, my ADHD, I get very sidetracked, especially on lives. people on TikTok, especially in the true crime community, believe they have to pick sides. Like, they believe they have to have one side or the other, and that's not true. Like, you can have a different opinion with me or somebody else, and we can also get along, guys. If you've watched my videos, you know I always say stay chill, light one up, you know, and let's all get along. Like, you don't have to agree with me, but you can still support the live and support the other people who have a differing opinion. You know, you don't have to pick sides in this. You know, it's not always a good guy, bad guy situation. So let's talk about Wade Wilson. Where is he at now? So, yes, I do have ADHD. I've had it for the entire 34 years of my life, so. So Wade is currently at Union Correctional Institution. I think most of you guys remember that. What are the possibility of a new trial? So I'm going to answer that in a little, just a little bit. Thank you. I do like my T-shirt. Yes, it's my Eric Z Private Eye T-shirt. I might be doing a giveaway of one of these T-shirts. Stay tuned to TikTok for more of that. We might do a giveaway of a T-shirt. But Wade Wilson is currently at Union CI. His inmate number, for those that want to know, and this is what we call the DC number. If you go to Securus to message an inmate, this is the number that you're going to need, the DC number. The DC number is N as in Nancy, 26450. Now, you can go to Securus, you can sign up, you can add money to your account, and you can message Wade Wilson. Now, you've heard me talk about before, I think it's a great idea that the public can message inmates now. I have lots of clients, guys, that are in prison that are innocent. I've posted videos on my TikTok about those same clients. You know, the passion that you guys have for Wade Wilson, if you guys could put that same passion in some of my other clients, so much change could happen with wrongful convictions. You know, and again, I'm not saying that I don't know everything about Wade Wilson's case. I'm not saying that he is in fact innocent. I don't know. You know, a lot of whether or not he's going to get a new trial is going to depend on whether or not, you know, there's evidence that either his counsel was ineffective. I'll answer that in a second. So DOC is weird. I'll answer that in a second. Lisa, I have a lot of women in my live that, or not in my live, but that have messaged me that support him because they don't believe in the death penalty and because they believe he's innocent. So it's a mix of both. You know, it's a mix of both. Now, in regard to the writing being public knowledge, so in Florida, letters and phone calls and stuff to inmates are not public record. They're not supposed to be public record. You guys are aware that there were phone calls that were leaked from the Lee County Jail that of phone calls that Wade had. That was 100% illegal. Those calls are supposed to be private because the courts have ruled that an inmate who's in jail has a right to privacy in regards to their communications. You know, the only thing they don't have a right to privacy for is like anything else that happens. But when they're talking with their family, there's a right to privacy there. So the emails you send, while they are reviewed by prison staff, just to ensure that, you know, they're not overly sexual, things like that, they are supposed to be private. DOC is usually really good about privacy. Now, again, I used to work for the Department of Corrections. I was on the gang unit. You know, DOC is usually pretty good because they don't really care. Lee County Jail is a whole nother story. Lee County sucks. The sheriff there sucks. All he cares about is social media clout. I don't give two shits. If he sees this video, that's all he cares about. You know, being famous on social media. You know, whoever released those jail phone calls, they only did that because they wanted notoriety for themselves. They probably got money for it. There's probably hundreds of media outlets that would have paid lots of money for those jail phone calls. I guarantee you. Eric for president, no. I don't like politics. Yeah, you can't. Excuse me. You can't FOIA jail phone calls. They are not. They are not public. There is a statute. Isadora, I will post this video on my social media in Espanol. So when this is done, I'll download it and post it with captions. What is up? What is up? But yes, they're not public. There is a statute. Again, I don't have it in front of me. I can post it later on. But there is a statute that says that they're not public. There's a Supreme Court ruling. So whoever did release them would end up getting in trouble because violation of the Florida of the public record law is a misdemeanor. So, and yes, I have heard about the Lake County thing. Him having food taken away and stuff like that. People have to remember, when you're in a county jail, you've not been convicted yet. So theoretically, you're supposed to have more rights in a county jail than a prison because you have not been convicted of any crime in a county jail. Yet, I seem to see more instances of abuse at county jails than I see at state prisons. And I think it's because the county jails think they can get away with more stuff because less people, there's less checks and balances for the county jails because the sheriff's the highest ranking county official in the county. Who's going to tell him he's doing anything wrong? So I think they get away with a lot of stuff and got away with a lot of stuff just because of who they are and who he was. But anyway, so Securus, guys. Securus is where you can. Let me see here. I don't know if who's requesting money. I saw your comment in French. Who's requesting money, Wade or other people? So anyway, so Securus, guys, is where you can message an inmate, Securus, and then JPay. JPay is where you can send money for commissary. So that is where inmates get their money for being able to buy ramen noodles and snacks and toiletries. Because unfortunately, Department of Corrections gives out very little toiletries. When I say that, you get a roll of toilet paper, a razor, and a bar of soap a week. And if you run out, you wait until the next round the following week. And that's if the officer is not being an asshole. Has he shown any remorse? I don't know. I've not talked with him personally. I don't know him like that to be able to tell you whether or not he's talked. Yeah, it is crazy. Whether he's talked to you, whether he's shown any remorse. I have been informed from people that have talked with him that I have verified that he's possibly shown, some. It's kind of weird. From what I have been told, he is focused on showing injustices in the criminal justice system. I don't know anything about remorse. I have been told that is what he is focused on right now. Will I talk to Wade? I don't know. It depends on whether or not I actually get hired on anything. I have no reason to talk with him right now. I haven't done, I'm not been hired on anything. If it gets to a point where there appears to be signs of innocence, and if I am contacted, I have no problem helping him out. And I'd be more than happy to do so if it does go down that route. And again, a lot of what we do is cases just like this. And again, not everybody is innocent. I get a lot of cases where I review them and the person's guilty, and that happens, but 1% of all the cases, all the convictions in the United States are thought to be wrongful convictions, okay? And when you think about how many arrests and convictions happen yearly, that's almost 1 million people, guys. That's a lot of people that are potentially wrongfully convicted, ranging from minor traffic violations all the way up to homicide. And if you saw my TikTok today, I posted a video of a case that we just worked where I uncovered body cam video the police department said they couldn't find of our officer doing a traffic stop and lying about smelling drugs in a car and traffic infractions. So I am a private investigator, Kim, in Florida. I am not an attorney. I am a private investigator, licensed private investigator here in Florida. and I cover Florida and then Southeast United States, where we have reciprocity agreements. Yeah, it happens a lot, and I've had a lot of cases, guys, where I have found video. Police said, "Oh, they don't exist," and I found it, and the case gets dismissed and it gets dropped, and it happens all the time. Tech investigation. This is my favorite. So, we do our specialty is crime scene reconstruction. So we use the Faro suite of 3D products. So we have 3D lasers, 3D scanners to do crime scene reconstruction animation. Yeah, state storage search cars. Yeah, 100%. We also use drones to do the crime scene reconstruction. Then we also have software that we use to do the reconstruction as well. We don't do any reverse engineering, nothing like that. We do have cell phone we do cell phone forensics. We also do DNA testing and DNA collection. We have a partnership with the lab. Yes, he will get new lawyers for his appellate process. So he had the public defender during his initial case. He will get what's called the Capital Collateral Regional Counsel, or what we call CRCC here in Florida. They are a fantastic, like a second step public defender's office. They only handle death penalty post-conviction cases. He will get them, and they are a fantastic group of court-appointed attorneys, probably some of the best in the state. So, as an investigator, the way that we help in post-conviction cases is essentially conducting entire reinvestigations. We go back out and re-interview with a fresh set of eyes. Re-interview all the witnesses. Don't talk in code. Just talk normal. If I get flagged, I get flagged. I don't care. You know, just keep it. You know, try to keep it mindful. But you know, if I get flagged, I'll let you know. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so you know, we go back out, re-interview witnesses. You know, we'll re-examine evidence. We can retest evidence. So an investigator actually does a lot of work for the post-conviction process, and a lot of times we can actually uncover new evidence that may not have existed before. And sometimes, and I have had cases where I have gotten new evidence that has allowed our client to either get a reduced sentence or actually get out of prison, you know, completely scot-free. Do I think he did it? I can't tell you. I don't know enough details about his case because I have not seen all the discovery to tell you whether or not he did it. Secondly, in my job, I never ask my clients whether they did or not because I don't care. I am non-biased 100%. Even though I'm very passionate about what I do, I hold no bias in my investigation. If you did it or not, I don't care. I'm still going to treat you the same exact way. Yeah, I can filter them and see if they... Yeah, I am not investigating it. Right now, I'm just educating about the case. There's a lot of interest about the case, and because of my unique background and the fact that I've worked a lot of death penalty cases, I've worked a lot of death penalty cases. I'm able to give a lot of insight into this backstory that people don't really have insight into. So it's a very unique and exciting opportunity for me to educate people because I love educating. So I'm using this as an opportunity to kind of do that, and you know, so I'm doing that. So got about 5 minutes left, guys. It's about 6:45, almost 6:45 here. So I've been up since like 8:30 this morning. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit tired. Got 7-month-old at home and other kids, so I'm tired. Organized crime stuff is out there, guys. You know, there are rumors. I don't know if they're true. You know, again, there's always rumors. Hey, if you got a case for me to look at, message me. My information's on my profile. My inbox is always open. I love looking at people's cases, and if I can help out, you know, I'll let you guys know. You know, obviously I can't always take things for free. But, you know, if I can help out, you know, I'll steer you in the right direction or give you some tips or tricks and things like that. So, no, I do not believe in the death penalty. If you go watch my videos, I advocate about a lot of things. I am against the death penalty. I'm a big advocate of the ganja. So those going hand in hand. Yes, I do have videos, guys, about Gypsy Rose and Nick Gojon. Go watch those. I do have them on my profile. I actually have them in a little album, so you don't even have to search my profile for them. They're in an album. Yes, you can email me, guys. You don't even have to ask. Any questions you guys have, my inbox is open. Unlike other PIs out here or other people on TikTok, I love helping people, like 100%. Any question you guys have, message me. If I can help you guys out, I will help you. If I can't help you, I'll try to find somebody else that can maybe help you, you know? If you need to hire a PI, give me a call, you know? I'll give you a discount. If I can't work for you, I'll find somebody that can work for you. Like, that is what I'm here for, guys. Like, I am on this app to, like, educate about what we do because I love being a PI and I love sharing it with all you guys. Yes, I'll come to anybody's live. I don't care. As long as I have time to do so, I will come to anybody's live. Like I said, if you cannot tell, like, I love doing this stuff, guys. Like, I love my job. I love being a PI. I love, like, you know, I love just being chill and vibe, guys. Is that for Gypsy Rose? Bird Messenger? I am from Florida, originally from Miami. Okay. Natasha's something else, guys. I'm not gonna say anything else about another content creator, but there's a lot. You know, Natasha's done a lot of work. I will give Natasha credit. Natasha's done a lot of work in Gypsy Rose's case. I have not looked into it as much. Yes, CNA Customs messaged me. I can recommend some attorneys. I can't tell you specifically who to hire, but I can recommend a couple of them. But Natasha has done a lot of work in Gypsy's case. But there's a lot that people will never know. So just keep that in mind. You know, take everything with a grain of salt, guys. Yeah, I do think there was more to that scene than just the bedroom. Oui, je parle français parce que j'étudie français à l'école pour 4 ans. Yo hablo español un poco. Yes, people fight over every. You know, the true crime community, guys, is full of a lot of drama. It's full of. Yeah, see, somebody just reported my live, guys, for containing drug content. Yet we've not yet talked about drugs anywhere in this except for about true crime. So there's obviously haters somewhere in this live, and it happens all the time. And all I gotta say is, if you don't like it, scroll on, guys. You know, you don't have to report the live if you don't like it. Just scroll on. But, yeah, the Gypsy Rose case, Portsmouth, Virginia, yes, I can recommend somebody. I can recommend a PI in Virginia. Shoot me a message. I can help you out with that. Yes, I agree with you. It is a plant, guys. It is a plant, but we talked about it one time. But anyways, got to wrap up here in a little bit. Department of Lost Cases, yes. So, that's interesting. I did a podcast earlier today before I jumped on this live about psychosis and acute drug-induced psychosis. And, you know, that is not only a defense strategy, but maybe a mitigation strategy, that if he was on something that could have contributed to what he did, that could have been something that should have been brought up, that could have been a defense, and definitely something that could or should have been looked into. Yes, messages are always open. But yeah, something that should have been looked into. So I brought that up in a podcast. That podcast will air, I think, on Wednesday, and I'll post a video when it does air. But we talked about that today, and that's definitely a good point. And armed security in Sarasota, all right, cool. But all right, guys, I appreciate it. I know, really quick today, it's 30 minutes. But I appreciate you guys jumping on. I'm sorry that somebody flagged us and kicked us off the FYP. It happens. you know, unfortunately, people just, you know, they hate. It is what it is. You know, but we're 30,000 followers strong, so that's all I gotta say. But I love all you guys. I appreciate you guys hopping on. I am going to wrap up, head home, light one up. I'm hopping off. I don't care. But enjoy y'all's day. If you don't follow me, follow me. And as always, my messages are open. Shoot me a message. You need any help? I'm always here for you guys. Enjoy the rest of y'all's night.